This is a good problem to have, and I'm your host, Tyler Olson. Welcome to part 6 of our 8-part mini-series designed to help new interns in medicine develop their own financial plan. Today we're going to be talking about the emergency fund. This is not going to be a long episode, but I want to just focus on one thing, make things as digestible as possible. I know that y'all are dealing with a lot these weeks and months ahead. So we spoke about cash flow last week, and now we're going to talk about one destination for excess cash. If that happens to be the case for you, where you have more remaining money than you need for your fixed and variable expenses, that's a good problem, right? So first, we want to dedicate that toward emergency funds. This is really important because it not only helps on a pragmatic level, but also a mental health one. When you have no cushion for unexpected expenses, and some examples might be having to pay the deductible on an auto claim. You get in a car accident, you have insurance, great, but there's usually a deductible. Got to have the cash to pay for it. It is great if there is cash sitting there just for the things that you weren't expecting. That's what it's for. Another example, I think it's a bit more common, is unexpected travel to visit family. Say there's a death in the family and you need to be there. You know, you matched to somewhere, and maybe it's across the country from where your family is. And suddenly you've got to pony up several $100s in order to get a flight, to go there, do what needs to be done, to do what you want to do, to be able to preserve your relationships with family. It's one of the key things, in my opinion, for residents and how they use their money, so that you can be there. If obviously scheduling's another area, and hopefully your program is kind enough to accommodate such things, without direct or subtle repercussions. Given that it's a good situation, it's good to have the financial situation in place to be able to afford it and to not have to go into debt in order to pay for it. But, a lot of residents, they don't have a lot of excess cash. They don't start with much cash. If you were living on federal loan disbursements and you got your last one in January prior to graduation, and you didn't get your first paycheck until July, many interns burn through a lot or all of their savings just to bridge that gap. And then you've got your paycheck, and maybe you're making anywhere from, after taxes and after employer benefits are paid for, anywhere from $3,500 to $5,000 per month. And fixed and variable expenses, they're not cheap. So I know a lot of residents are saving maybe $100 or $200 a month. And they're like, well, when I Google or I use AI and ask, hey, how much do I need an emergency fund? You're probably going to see a 3-month of expenses mentioning. And there's some merit to that on a long-term basis. But this is not realistic for most interns to be able to achieve quickly. So let's take a more modest approach, more measurable goals. Start with trying to save $1,000. Get to $1,000. And then let's say your 1 month of expenses is $3,000 per month. That's your second goal. So once you get $1,000 in cash set aside in a separate savings account, then start building toward 1 month of expenses. And it may take, like if you're saving, let's say you're saving $200 per month, over the course of a year of consistently doing that, you've got $2,400. So you're getting there, but it takes a while. It also means that no emergencies happened, right? Because emergencies happen. You need to use those funds, and then you're starting back farther, right? And that's okay. That's what it's for. But it can be a little disheartening, right? You're like, I'm trying to save. So just do the best you can. $1,000 and then 1 month of expenses. If you happen to be in a household where there's multiple incomes, maybe you can work toward 3 months of expenses within a few years or within a year. But that's 3 months of expenses, of living expenses, up to 6 months worth of expenses. That's like the range where we work with our planning work is with attendings. And that is absolutely within the ranges that we look at. But of course, their income is substantially higher and they can achieve it. So that's, it may not be achievable right now, but start small. The only other thing of note I wanted to mention is where this money should be. A high yield savings account is what I usually say is best. Ally, ALLY, Ally Bank is really great. They have a high yield savings account that pays much more interest than a checking or savings account at Bank of America or Chase or any of the other brick and mortar places. It's a digital bank, so you can't go visit Ally, to my knowledge. I don't think they have branches for you can visit, but you don't really need to. You just transfer money from your primary checking to Ally Savings. And then if there is an emergency of some kind, you can transfer back and it gets there in 2 to 3 business days. And the account is free. The interest rate varies. It depends on the interest rate markets. But as of today, I think it was somewhere around like 3.2% or something. So it's much better than the regular savings accounts at banks and credit unions. So open up something like that. Ally's great. Wealthfront has one. Laurel Road has a really good one. Yeah, and there's lots out there, but those are the top three, the three that come to mind. Anyway, this is one destination for excess cash if your cash flow plan allows it. Next week, come back. We're going to be talking about investing. Thanks for coming.